Beyond the four streets of the University of Santo Tomas, the brightest and brilliant students seek the answers for their curiosity while building connections through knowledge and different cultures. Liho Tigers, I am Nika Gutierrez, and welcome to a new episode of Culture Shock. Today we dive deeper on a unique and cultural scientific adventure at the very powerhouse of high technology, the beautiful island of Taiwan, where a BS Industrial Engineering student proudly presented their study at the International Conference on Industrial Sustainability and Applications, or ICISA 2025, held at Chung-Yuan Christian University at Taoyuan, Taiwan last year. Let us welcome our guest, Mr. Mark Gabriel Balahadia. Hello! Welcome to Tiger TV. Kamusta ka naman ngayon? How are you feeling today?
Okay naman, I'm doing good.
Are you excited to be here on the studio and talk about all things about your trip?
Yes.
And of course, kamusta nga naman yung trip mo?
Okay naman, na-enjoy ko siya na sobra. Taiwan is a beautiful country.
And syempre, di ba, before we immerse ourselves in different cultures, different practices of different people, we have to ask ourselves, what is a ritual or a practice that you had to let go of prior to your trip to Taiwan?
So whenever I move to other places, especially abroad, I have to let go of my own practices and leave it here in the Philippines para syempre maiwasan na rin yung miscommunication and yung misinterpretation from foreigners and other locals there.
Tama nga naman, di ba? Because even if Taiwan and the Philippines are both Southeast Asian countries, there is still a stark difference between their cultures. And I'm so excited to talk about that with you today on Culture Shock. So, your moment was both a milestone and an achievement. Can you tell us what your study is all about? Like just a short introduction for the paper. Why did you choose this particular topic?
So our study is about the factors affecting gate attendance in sports league games in the Philippines, and we utilize a push and pull scoring approach to determine the factors. So from the title itself, the push factors, these are the factors that deters fans from attending. Then pull factors, what attracts them, and the mooring factors, these are the factors that doesn't necessarily push or pull away fans, rather it amplifies their decision. So we chose this study because most of my group mates are into sports. Ironically, ako lang yung hindi talaga.
Talaga?
Pero as I dive deeper to our study, na-enjoy ko naman siya and I was able to learn more about the sports context.
So after your study, would you consider yourself a sports fan na?
Siguro.
So since you also talked about how prior to your paper, you weren't really a sports fan. So I want to talk more about what values or lessons you gained from the entire process of making this paper in a topic that you were actually pretty foreign to.
Well, the lessons that I have learned is first leadership. I was their leader from UR1 to UR3, and it was really challenging kasi I had to ensure that we are well coordinated. Then second is yung discipline tsaka responsibility. I have to ensure that my groupmates do their responsibilities on time para maiwasan yung pangit na output.
Yes.
Or let's say
Procrastination. Tama nga naman. So, aside from not being the sports fan of the group, you were also the leader. Grabe pala. So, as a group ba kayo nag-present sa Taoyuan or ikaw lang mag-isa?
ako lang.
Wow! Yung hindi pa talaga yung sports fan yung nag-present ng study. So, you've talked about yourself as a leader and as someone who is foreign to the topic that you just presented internationally. Pero enough about the paper itself muna. Do you mind telling us a little more about you? How are you outside of your studies?
So outside academics, I love to draw both digital and traditional, particularly yung mga sketches ng mga favorite artists ko. I also love to watch series and movies.
Oh, since you love to watch series and movies, how did you feel when you found out that you're going to Taiwan as like, syempre, a lead movie producer and the country where Meet Your Garden originated.
Well, I felt excited kasi my advisor told me that I was the first one to be sent abroad para mag-present internationally, and I wanted to explore more of their foods because it's my second time around there. We already went there during our seminars in Philippines.
Yes.
And I felt more excited kasi was my time na ako to explore the country.
Yes. So, syempre, you mentioned you wanted to go on a food trip. What was your favorite food that you tried in Taiwan?
I think yung giant na pork chop na maraming powder, as well as yung stinky
Oh, nice. Guys, ayan na, meron na kayong food recommendation from Gabrielle. So let me ask, how long did you stay ulit in your trip to Taiwan?
6 days and 5 nights.
Matagal din almost a week. So, how would you describe Chongyuan Christian University and your short stay there?
Well, the campus is really big. What stood out to me is how efficient everything is from their campus and their classes. And sobrang peaceful lang doon. And yung mga tao there, they mind their own businesses.
So, how is it different from the culture that we have here in UST?
Well, one thing that I've noticed that is really different from them is hindi sila masyadong engrand sa pag-celebrate ng mga special events. Kasi when I went there, it was actually their 70th anniversary, if I'm correct. And wala masyadong decorations. I expected that there would be booths, ganon, like sa UST.
Yeah.
Pero wala, and I think they celebrate it more the academic way. For example, bringing researchers together from Asia
Tama.
for an international
Yes.
conference.
So how did you feel about that? Na parang knowing na, this is a big thing. It's their 70th anniversary, but they don't have any really grand celebrations. Is that something that you find negative, or is that something that you actually prefer compared to like the grand celebrations talaga dito in UST?
Hindi naman, pero I actually enjoy pa rin sa UST.
Yeah.
So, for example, yung mga events talagang sobrang grand and nakaka-enjoy siya.
Tama nga naman. Okay, so for our last question, and since international conferences are beginning to be a growing trend among Thomasians, which is something that I think we can all be very proud of, what piece of advice would you give aspirants who want to achieve what you have already achieved?
Well, for your research, choose a topic that sparks your interest. Kasi most of my groupies, or majority of them, yun yung interest. And I think we succeeded. And also, bring your Thomasian values wherever you go, especially the 3 C's.
Okay, so ano nga ulit ang 3 C's?
Competence, compassion, and commitment.
Those are very insightful answers. And we will be back. Expect another interesting time with Mark Gabriel Balahadia. Please stay on the line, Thomasians. Welcome back, Thomasians. We're still here with Mark Balahadia, and I hope you are ready as we play Cultured or Shocked. So the mechanics of the game are super easy. You put up the board with the word cultured if you agree with the statement and shocked if otherwise. And after that, you have to briefly explain your answer. So Mark, are you ready?
Ready na.
Okay, let's play cultured or shocked. Number 1, your experience in Formosa exposed you to be more globally aware as a Thomasian researcher.
Culture.
Question number 2. Presenting your research at ICISA 2025 made you feel globally competitive as a Thomasian researcher.
Culture, because I was able to meet different people from Asia.
Tama. Okay, number 3. Being a Thomasian helped you engage more openly with other people.
Culture.
UST provides students with opportunities to participate in international academic conferences.
Culture.
And for our last question, some international researchers were not as open to collaboration or cultural exchange as you expected.
Shocked kasi I was able to engage with them.
And what nationalities did you engage with the most and why?
Most are Indonesians kasi sila yung kasama ko nung conference day.
This really shows us how food brings people from different cultures together, and I'm sure you had a wonderful trip as much as we had a wonderful time listening to your stories about Taiwan and your paper. And that concludes Cultured or Shocked. Thank you once again, Mr. Mark Gabriel Balahadia, for spending time with me and exploring your identities here on Culture Shock. I'm sure all the Thomasians greatly appreciate your stories. To everyone who tuned in to this day's episode of Culture Shock, thank you so much. Keep updated with what's upcoming by following our Facebook page, UST Tiger TV. Also help us grow by following our X, Instagram, and TikTok page at UST Tiger TV. This episode shows us that no matter our religion, race, or background, education is a bridge that unites us, proving that respect and understanding will always be stronger than what sets us apart. In the halls of UST, diversity isn't just welcomed, it thrives. I am Mika Gutierrez, your host for this show that embraces change and new experiences, Culture Shock.